Hello, I'm Heather. Thank you for joining me for today's mobility class. It is going to be focused on hips and shoulders. I just want to remind you to move at your own pace. Your flexibility and mobility may be different than mine, or if you're doing this with a partner, it may be different than the person next to you. So just move at your own pace. Know everybody is different, and you may feel some discomfort as long as you don't feel any pain. If you start to feel pain, then please back out of the posture. Some of it may be not as comfortable, but if you just breathe through it, we will get through it together. We are going to get started in child's pose. So please join me on the mat. Big toes together, knees out wide, arms up overhead, working your chest towards the mat. Starting with breathing in and out through your nose. All right, walk your hands over to the left side, stretching your right side body. And walk your hands over to the right side. And back to center. Inhale, rise up into tabletop. Going through cow, cat. So cow, draw your belly towards the mat, knees up towards the ceiling. And then cat, rounding your spine, pushing the ground away from you, trying to move each vertebra one at a time. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. Going through this movement on your own, connecting the breath to movement. Inhaling for cow, exhaling for cat. One more each direction. Pausing in the middle. We're going to start with the right arm stretching into the shoulder. You're going to bend your right elbow down towards the ground. You're going to flip your right palm up towards the ceiling. You're going to rotate your right hand in towards your chest and out towards the side. And your right ear is coming down to the mat. Pushing through the left arm, slowly rotate your right arm back in, flipping the palm over, pushing yourself back up into tabletop. Left elbow down towards the mat, flip your left palm up towards the ceiling, rotating your left hand in towards your chest, out and around. Left ear coming down to the mat. Your right arm, you can bend it, you can straighten it towards the top of your mat, whatever feels comfortable. Pushing through your right arm, left arm rotates in and up. We're gonna do the right shoulder, so right elbow down towards the mat, flip your right palm up towards the ceiling, rotate in and out towards the side, right ear coming down to the mat. Pushing through the left arm, rotate your arm in and up. elbow, left palm up towards the ceiling, rotating it in towards your body and out towards the side. Left ear coming down to the mat. Pushing through your right arm, releasing your left arm, coming back into tabletop. Pick your hands up, place them in different positions, just putting some weight into your wrist. Whatever feels good, maybe even flipping the palms over, fingers toward your knee. All right, working the hips and into the low back, staying in our tabletop. We're going to lift our right leg straight behind us, engaging your right thigh to straighten your leg, and then here we're gonna pulse our leg up towards the ceiling, really pushing the mat away from you, engaging those lower abdomen muscles. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly release the right leg. And left side, lift the left leg high. Flexing or pointing the toe, your choice. Just stick to one, engaging that leg, pulsing it up towards the ceiling for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently release. Coming back into the right leg, we're gonna lift the right leg, engaging the right leg. This time we're gonna flip the toes on our left foot, so our toes are down towards the mat. And we're gonna push back towards our left heel, about halfway, just to get a little bit more engagement into the right hip. And lifting the right leg, pulsing it up towards the ceiling. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the right leg, coming back into a neutral tabletop. Your right toes are flipped down towards the mat. Lift your left leg up. Sit back towards your right heel about 50% of the way. Pulsing that left leg up towards the ceiling. Low abs in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently release, coming back into a neutral tabletop. One more time each side. This time lifting the right leg. You're gonna sink your hip all the way back towards your left foot as far as you can. And then from here, there may not be a whole lot of lift, but we're gonna try and lift our right leg up towards the ceiling. So we're sitting back as far as we can, lifting the right leg for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly come forward back into a neutral tabletop. And lifting the left leg. Sinking our hip down towards the right heel as far as you can. And attempting to lift the leg here. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently release. We're gonna come into what's called puppy pose. So staying up on your knees, but your arms up overhead, stretching into the shoulders, taking your chest down towards the mat. Your gaze can stay forward, stretching into the neck, or you can take your forehead to the mat, either way. Rise back up into tabletop. Flip your toes down so your heels are up towards the ceiling. And we're gonna walk our hips back towards our heels as much as you can, kind of sitting in this position. Beautiful. We're gonna work into the shoulders. So if this position ever becomes tired into your hips or your heels, you can always take a seated position, but this way we're still active into the legs. So we're gonna start with the right hand. Bring your right hand behind your head. You're gonna flare the elbow back towards the back wall, opening up that joint. And then you're gonna rise the hand up towards the ceiling for a Y position. And then slowly coming down to the side for a T, rotate your palm to face the ground. And then rotating your palm to the back wall, bring your arm to your low back, all the way up your spine as far as you can. So as if you were bend your elbow. There you go. And now lift your hand up off of your spine, rotate it out to the side, palm facing down for the T. Rotating your thumb up, bringing your arm up towards the ceiling for a Y, and then to the back of your head. 2 more times, up towards the ceiling Y, down for a T, rotating your hand towards the back wall, bending your elbow, sliding your hand up your back, and reverse it, low Y, out to the side for a T, palm down, palm up for Y, and to the back of your head. One last round, Y, rotate to the side for T, and down low, bending the elbow, creeping your hand up your back down, out to the side for a T, up to a Y, and to your neck, and release. Shake it out if needed, maybe bending all the way back. All right, let's find that position again. This time coming into the left arm. So left hand to the back of your neck, really working that elbow back towards the back wall, opening up your shoulder. Take your hand up towards the ceiling for a Y. Down to the side for a T, rotating your palm down. Rotating your palm to the back wall, low Y. And then hand, bending the elbow, creeping your hand up your back. Back down to a Y. Out to a T, up to a high Y, and then hand to the back of your neck, and up Y, out T, low Y, bend the elbow, creeping your hand up, back out, T, up towards the ceiling Y, bend the elbow, hand to the back of your neck. One last time, Y, out to the side, T, low Y, bending your elbow, hand creeping up your back down, T, up for a Y, hand to the back of your head, and release. Find child's pose, big toes together, knees out wide, arms up overhead. Taking a few breaths here. Inhale, rise up into tabletop. Push back for downward facing dog, so your butt's up towards the ceiling. Working your heels down towards the mat, pushing the mat away from you, growing tall, shoulders towards your ears. You can bend your knees as much as you need here. Walk it out, right, left, just find some movement. All right, we're gonna peek at our hands, peeking in between our thumbs, trying to keep the legs straight, you're going to tippy-toe your feet up towards your hands as far as you can. Moving through those hips. Once you can't walk up any further, come into a forward fold. You can bend your knees as much as you would like here, maybe taking ragdoll, grabbing opposite triceps, maybe bouncing from side to side, whatever feels good in this position. And release your arms if you're in ragdoll. Slowly rise all the way up, coming into mountain pose, bringing your arms up overhead. You're going to grab the left wrist, pulling the wrist off over to the right, doing a little bit of a side bend. Inhale for center. Grab the right wrist, pulling your wrist to the left. Inhale for center. Exhale, forward fold. Bring your hands to the mat, step back, high plank. Slowly lower yourself all the way down to the mat, lying onto your stomach. Toes are flat on the mat, arms are next to your side. Gaze is forward. We're going to inhale, rise up for cobra pose, so lifting your chest up off of the mat, lengthening, strengthening that back. And release your head down to the mat. One more time, inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Either push yourself back up into a plank or into tabletop. And then push back for downward facing dog. One more time, inhale, look at your hands. Exhale, walk your feet towards your hands, forward fold. Inhale, slowly rise up one vertebra at a time, bringing your arms up overhead. Grab onto your left wrist, leaning to the right. Grab the right wrist, leaning to the left. Inhale for center. Exhale, forward fold. Hands come to the mat, step back, high plank. Slowly lower yourself all the way down to the ground, arms coming by your side. Inhale, rise up, cobra pose, lifting your chest up off of the mat. Exhale, release. One more time, inhale, rise up, cobra. Exhale, release. Push back for child's pose, so big toes together, knees out wide, arms up overhead. Inhale for tabletop. Lift your right leg back behind you. And now we're going to rotate our right leg out to the side, holding it here. Yep. And now you're going to step it forward to the outside of your mat. There you go. So now we're in a runner's lunge. Now you're slowly going to take that right leg, try and straighten it back out to the side and release it back behind you. Looking good. All right, left leg straight behind you. Out to the side, stepping it to the outside, left side of your mat, coming into a runner's lunge. And then slowly trying to straighten that leg back out to the side, rotating it back behind you and release. Right leg back behind you. Straighten it out to the side, planting it to the outside of the right side of your mat, runner's lunge. Slowly rotating it out to the side. Now we're gonna set our right leg back behind the left leg. So now it's kind of like eagle pose, but on the ground. So now your back legs are twisted. And then you're gonna sink your hips towards your legs as far as you can without your knees coming up off of the mat. Ay, ay, ay. All right, come back into a neutral tabletop. Release your right leg so you're into a normal tabletop. Same thing, left leg back behind you, rotating out to the side, stepping it forward into a runner's lunge. Slowly bringing it out to the side, back behind you, and then step it back behind the right leg, twisting your legs up like ropes, and then pushing those hips back towards your heels, stretching into the thighs, even on the side of your hip. And release into a neutral tabletop. All right, same thing, we're gonna add on again. So right leg, reach back behind you, rotating it out to the side, step it forward, runner's lunge. This time your left hand's gonna stay on the ground. You're gonna inhale your right arm up towards the ceiling. Rotating your thumb out away from you, bringing your arm down to your low back, bending your elbow, kind of like we just did earlier. Yep. And gently rotating your arm up and back to the ground. Right leg straightens out to the side. Step your right leg back behind your left leg, twisting them up, sinking your hips towards your heels. Really pushing into your right hand because we're gonna lift the left hand up off of the ground. This may challenge your balance. Same thing here, left arm up, around, bending at the elbow, looking good. And release, straighten the arm back to the ground. Come back into tabletop. All right, left side, left leg straight behind you. Straighten it out to the side, step it forward, runner's lunge on the left side. Right hand's gonna stay on the ground. Inhale your left arm high up towards the ceiling. Rotating your thumb out away from you and then bending your elbow, bringing your hand to your low back. Slowly unwind, lifting the arm up towards the ceiling. Release your left arm to the mat. Left leg straighten back behind you. Release your left leg behind your right leg, wrapping them up. Pushing your hips back towards your heels. Really pushing through the left hand to keep your balance. Right arm up towards the ceiling. Rotate the thumb out around, bend to the elbow, right hand to your low back. Slowly unwind, untwist, release your right arm. Left leg releases back to a neutral tabletop. We're gonna do one more, but I'm gonna have you sit back into child's pose to take a break off of your shoulders for a second. And so I can get a drink of water because I'm talking a lot. All right, inhale back up into tabletop. Connie, tell your husband if he's gonna peek on us, he has to join us.
I should tell him that. I'm looking for the trash can, but it's not in here.
All right, one more each side, really pushing the floor away from you, using your shoulder muscles. Right leg back behind you. Let's If you've been flexing your foot, now point your toe. If you've been pointing it, now flex it, just for something else. All right, bring that right leg out over to the side, step it forward into a runner's lunge. Left hand stays on the ground. Inhale your right arm high up towards the ceiling. Rotating your thumb out away from you, bending at the elbow, creeping your hand up towards your spine. Slowly release. Bringing your right hand to the mat. Right leg out to the side, pointer flex your toe. And then release your right leg back behind your left leg, wrapping them up. Sitting your hips back towards your heels. Right arm strong, left arm reach up towards the ceiling. Palm out towards the wall, bending your elbow. Back of your hand to your low back. And then rotate up and around and release your left arm. Right leg release, neutral tabletop. Left side, left leg back behind you, pointer flex your toe. Rotating that left leg out to the side and then stepping it forward into a runner's lunge. Right hand stays on the ground. Inhale your left arm up towards the ceiling. Rotating your thumb away from you, creeping your hands up towards your spine. Gently release, bringing your arm up, left arm down to the ground. And left leg straighten back behind you. Release it down to the ground behind your right leg, pushing your hips back towards your heels. Pushing into the left arm, inhale your right arm high up towards the ceiling, rotating your thumb out away from you, back of your hand to your low back. And release, bringing your arm up, making a circle, release your right hand, release your left foot. Whew. And now sit into a straddle. Beautiful. All right, inhale your arms up overhead. Exhale, lean to the right. Inhale for center. Exhale, lean over to the left. Inhale for center. Release your arms. All right, we're gonna pick the right foot up off of the ground, bend your foot, and then release it to the ground so you're in like a half butterfly. Yep. And then your left leg, you're gonna lift that leg up, but bend it back behind you. So now you're in a 90-90. Okay, we're gonna work with the back leg. I'm gonna scoot up a little bit. So we're in the 90-90 to the right leg, but we're gonna work the back leg. Your left knee is gonna stay down on the ground, and we're gonna lift our foot up towards the ceiling. So you can stay tall, you can lean forward if needed. Leaning forward is gonna be easier, trying to stay up tall is going to be more challenging. You can maybe even do this thing to try and stay up tall. So knee is down on the ground, lift your left foot up towards the ceiling. So hold here. Yep, cramps in the hip and the butt. Hold in here for 10. Try and hold it without your hand. Connie's cheating. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. Olivia's crying. It's okay. Yes, that cramps. Real nice. All right, now we're gonna lift. We're gonna do leg lifts. So we'll lift, release, for, I don't know, 6 of them. So let's lift, release. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On the 6th one, we're holding. Hold it up high. 10, 9, and 1. Slowly release. All right, now we're going to lift the whole entire leg. All right, so lift the left leg so your knee's coming up off of the ground. And then you're going to straighten it, bringing it out in front of you. And then release. Can you hear me over the train? And then the right leg release, so now we're back into the straddle. All right, left side. So lift your left leg up off of the ground, bend it and set it in front of you. Right leg lift, bend it and set it behind you.
Oh, oops. I got it opposite.
I know. I didn't have my right finger yet.
All right, back leg. So first, we're just going to hover the foot so the knee stays on the ground. Hover the back foot up off of the ground, holding here. This side's worse for me. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Lift higher. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly release. All right, now we're going to lift the foot up and down. We'll give Olivia a second to breathe through it. All right, so leg lifts, keeping the knee on the ground, lift the foot up and back down for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Keeping the knee on the ground, lift one last time, holding here for 10, 9, 8, 7. Try and lift the foot further. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently release. Whew. All right, now we're going to lift the whole entire leg. So the knees up off of the ground. Straighten the leg out in front of you. And release. Other leg comes out, so now we're into a straddle. Do whatever feels good here. Maybe turning to each side, stretching through the hamstring. All right, make your way to lying on your back. We're gonna do lying figure 4. So your feet are on the ground, knees up towards the ceiling. Your right foot's gonna come to your left knee. You can stay here, keeping everything on the ground, or you can bend your knees, your legs up towards your body, bringing everything closer to your chest, grabbing for your left hamstring. Your left leg can stay bent, or you can straighten it towards the ceiling, your choice. Or you could bend your left knee, wrapping your hands around your shin for an even deeper stretch. We'll be here for about 20 seconds. And release your feet to the mat. We're gonna windshield wiper our knees from side to side, finding some motion into the hips. And pause in the middle, coming into the left leg for figure 4. So left foot onto your right thigh, keeping it here, or reaching for your right hamstring, pulling everything in close. Maybe taking the same variation as you did on the other side. And gently release your feet to the mat. Windshield wiper your legs from side to side again. And then release your legs straight out, make them long. Keeping your left leg on the ground, lift your right leg up, bending at the knee, grabbing over your shin bone, pulling your right knee towards your right shoulder. We're gonna take this into a supine twist. So your right leg is gonna twist over the left side of your body, arms come out to the side. Your right shoulder, we want to keep it on the mat, so you may not need to twist as deep as you think. Your gaze can be straight, it could be over your right shoulder, whatever's comfortable. If you wanted, you could bend your arms and make a cactus with your arms at a 90-degree angle to get deeper into the shoulder. And slowly untwist, legs out long. This time, bring your left knee up into your left armpit, right leg is straight. Taking this into the supine twist, left leg over the right side of your body, arms come out to the side. Keeping that left shoulder down on the mat. And gently untwist. We're gonna come into happy baby pose. So you're gonna bend both of your knees into your chest, straighten your feet up towards the ceiling. Keeping your low back on the ground, you're gonna grab for either your ankles, your shins, or maybe your feet. And then you can maybe rock your baby from side to side if you would like. You can straighten your legs if you would like. And then bend your knees back into your chest, rocking front to back. Make your way back up into a seated position. We're gonna do a spine twist and then we're gonna be done. So your right leg over your left knee. Your left leg can stay straight, or you could bend your left knee, whichever variation works. And then your left arm up towards the ceiling, twisting, putting it over your right leg, and then looking over your right shoulder. Slowly untwist, switching those legs out. Left hand is behind you, right arm reach up towards the ceiling, growing tall, and then bringing it over your left knee, looking over your left shoulder. Gently untwist.